Welcome to another day of AirVenture 2024 at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Coming up on our program today, introducing a 2/3 scale P-38 replica. Womenventure 2024 takes over Oshkosh. Sonex debuts their long-awaited high wing. These stories and more coming up on this AirVenture 2024 special edition of Airborne Unlimited. Introducing a 2/3 scale P-38 replica. We've seen some extraordinary home-built projects, several of them replicas of historic aircraft, but a gorgeous, stunning, and all-around incredible 2/3 scale P-38 may top them all. And then there's the story about how it came to be and the folks who are its caretakers.
I am so honored to be wearing my Uncle Jim's hat. Well, it's my hat now. And be pilot in command of his, and it's mine now too, and his dream of his 2/3 scale P-38 Lightning, and to have here in my hand the letter from Tom Boberesny from 2009 where he invited him to be, and I quote, "I'm sending an invitation for you to visit EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. We should like to make the P-38 a centerpiece of our display on Aeroshell Square, now Boeing Plaza." Earlier he had said, "You represent the epitome of an EAA-er, creativity, innovation, can-do spirit, and realizing a dream." And what a beautiful dream. They designed it around what they could fit in and what they could fly in. And Jim said, he told me this, he said he figured it would take him about 25 years, and if he was lucky, he'd get to fly it. Altogether, he had about 110 hours in the plane, which in a plane like that, that's a lot of flying. So, like all home builds, they're always a work in progress, aren't they? And it's all about, you don't quit and don't die until your dream has a chance to fly. And this is our opus magnus, to be able to take somebody's, something that was so dear to them and make it so dear to us, and the work and the detail that goes into that. We did a tremendous amount of restorations, from engines, you name it. We went through everything. I have no idea how I got it from San Angelo to Lebanon, Mike 54, where we are, but I did somehow with a whiskey compass and an iPhone and acting like a drunken sailor navigating. It was pretty tough, but anyway, we got it there, and then it went down for about a year, actually. And to get it here today, it's just beyond words. And yesterday, my buddy Sam was standing right there when he said it. Bert Rattan looked at this thing, and he was studying, and he looked at it, and he said, "That's the most important airplane here today." And we spent a year and a half, the Villar team and many other people, getting it ready and getting it here, and it's just been so focused on getting this plane here to Boeing Plaza. And I don't know what comes next, but it'll be an exciting chapter. This isn't my story. It's our story in aviation in so many ways, and thank you.
A persevering legacy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a legacy.
Womenventure 2024 takes over Oshkosh. Come Wednesday morning, the female staff of the Aero-News network disappear to attend various Womenventure functions and enjoy the partnership WAI has created amongst a growing segment of the aviation community.
What brings me to Oshkosh is this fraternity of pilots, this amazing world of aviation that we live in.
If you're a pilot, you have to come to Oshkosh. There's a regulation, I think. I forgot what the number is.
I'm a retired colonel in the United States Air Force. I flew that big, beautiful C-17 over there. Believe it or not, I'm trying to go back to get recertified to fly again. After 30 years in the Air Force, it's like time to go from giant airplanes to little airplanes. So that's the focus.
So this will be my third Oshkosh, but this year is a little different because I actually am going to the Navy. I'm going and joining the Navy ROTC this year. I wanted to be a part of the big community. They were having the Women Aviation group here, and I wanted to be a part of it. I'm also here to see the really cool jets.
I've been coming here for 35 years or so, maybe, I don't know, something like that. Always loved the people. That's the best part. I was in high school, and my father started to take flying lessons, and I tagged along. He never finished his license, but I started when I was 16.
I always had an actual lust for aircraft about when I was 4 years old. And I lived I grew up near LaGuardia Airport, so I would make my dad drive down Frontage Road to watch airplanes take off and land, and it bit me hard. So I took my first flying lesson when I was 15, and that was it. I knew this is what I was going to do.
I have been coming to Oshkosh for, I believe, 59 years. For me, general aviation has been a part of my entire life. I'm a third generation pilot in my family. One of the things that makes me really happy to be part of the Womenventure component is that when I was a kid growing up and coming here, I always stood on the outside of the flight line looking in. And there was a mentor that I had, and it was a woman named Sue Parrish, and she used to fly in her pink P-40. And I would look at her and just think that was so amazing. But I didn't have anybody on this side of the flight line who would tap me on the shoulder and say, you know, you could do that, right? And I look around today, I can walk the flight line and I can find women pilots. I can find women involved in aviation. I can find a purple or a pink shirt for a woman pilot.
For all the ladies out there who want to get into aviation, show up to the events even if you feel concerned about being there by yourself. The ladies there are supportive and are always there to welcome you.
You can do it. You absolutely can do it. Don't give up, and don't let anybody tell you you can't.
Your biggest obstacles are going to be your fear. Your fear is what keeps you from making stupid decisions. So embrace the fear, but don't let it intimidate you.
The thing that I say all the time is keep your eye on the goal. Everybody's path is different. You're gonna get there one way or the other as long as you keep your eyes on the goal, don't give up, don't get discouraged. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be moments where you wanna quit, but you're never gonna wanna quit because you got your eyes on the goal.
Definitely network. That's what I did. Try not to get discouraged. The end goal is worth it. The end goal is worth the fight.
Keep at it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, no matter what. And the friends you make now will be the friends you have 30 years from now in this business.
So there are just so many different avenues that you can take to be supportive in the industry, whether or not you want to fly. You can still be a part of this. It's great.
Sonex debuts their long-awaited high wing. The LSA crowd has been going gaga over various promised high-wing platforms, but one of the most breathlessly anticipated new birds comes from Sonex, who is displaying their in-progress prototype high-wing platform for the first time.
Yeah, so that's the Sonex high wing. We are, from the beginning, we didn't want to mix it up with the backcountry craze that's going on right now. The mission of the airplane is for it to fly like a Sonex, to be fast and aerobatic. It's our first aircraft that is aerobatic with 2 people aboard. It has significantly more space in the cockpit while still being as small and light and as efficient as we can make it. Because we need the structure for 2-place aerobatics, we're able to take advantage of the upcoming Mosaic NPRM. We are able to do a 1,500-pound gross weight. We're right on track. We weighed it the other morning as it sits right now, even with the seat cushions in, and as you see it, it weighs 313 pounds, which means that we're very much on track to make an empty weight goal for the finished airplane of 820 pounds or under. We're starting this airplane with the UL Power 130 horse engine, and with working with them and Sensenik on the prop, we'll be mapping out the RPM benchmarks that we need to test climb and cruise to simulate, Jabiru 3300, Aero-V Turbo, even 80-horse Aero-V we'll test for. The response has been tremendous. It's everything we hoped for, and I think more. I think the biggest thing that resonates for people and what we wanted to do with this airplane was making an airplane that is very easy to get in and out of. The door entry height is just like getting in and out of an SUV.
When are we going to see kits?
Well, we have to get this one flying, and we'll be building a tri-gear prototype. So certainly by Oshkosh24, we want to be taking orders, if not before, and shipping some form of inventory by the end of the year in 2025.
And after these messages, Extra Aircraft debuts their latest aerobatic model.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
Welcome back to AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. If you've seen something especially cool around Oshkosh today, please let us know by using the hashtag Osh24Cool. We would love to check it out. Extra Aircraft reveals their latest aerobatic model. You can always count on Walter Extra to keep raising the aerobatic bar. The Extra gang unveiled their latest Aerobat at the IAC headquarters building at AirVenture.
Hi guys, my name is Markus Extra. I'm from Germany. I'm the general manager of Extra Aircraft. And today we are here in Oshkosh to present our newest baby, the Extra 330 SX. It's the successor of the Extra 330 SC, what was the 10 times world champion in aerobatics. And this one flies even better. It's unbelievable. So the maneuverability is crazy. You cannot believe it until you try it. So it's powered by an Lycoming 580. Together with a 3 or 4 blade propeller from MT. And below we use Beringer brakes, so you also have the best performance on ground. So when we tried the plane, we also wanted to add more energy into the aircraft. So this is why we invented, for example, these alpha gates. They add more energy into the boundary level, so we do not have any problems with buffeting or anything. So if you fly even high G maneuvers, it's like you are on rails. It's unbelievable. So in aerobatics you want to have high roll rates, but what is actually more important are very crisp and precise stops. So this is why we invented new ailerons, as you can see here. These ailerons are huge, so they go over the whole span of the whole wing, and they have these huge horns here. And if these horns go back into the neutral position, it's like you crash into a wall. It's very, very impressive. So what we did with the CG, we moved actually the engine more backwards and the pilot more forward. So The pilot has more room now in the cockpit and it's much more comfortable. It's less physically demanding because the pilot is sitting in the CG, and this helps you in your aerobatic sequence, so now you can concentrate even more onto your flying. So if you want to have a quick look inside of the aircraft, it's quite roomy for an aerobatic aircraft, and we use the state-of-the-art avionics, so a Garmin G3X with tricks, and yeah, as you can see, a lot of room. So what else do you need in an aerobatic aircraft? Of course, you want to have a huge elevator, which is very effective, and a big rudder, so which is also effective. This helps you if you do tumbling maneuvers or snap rolls, and yeah, this machine is the ultimate aircraft. You really need to try it. If you have any questions, we are happy to help you, and goodbye from Oshkosh.
GoAero is looking to help when you need it most. GoAero claims to be building the world's first ever autonomy-enabled emergency response flyer, and they'd like to get your support. Let's check out what they have in mind.
So GoAero is a 3-year competition to create emergency response aircraft. And we are calling on teams from around the world to join us and build this aircraft focused on a singular mission, which is saving lives. In GoAero, we are joined and sponsored by amazing partners. Major companies and aerospace organizations around the world have come together to catalyze the creation of aircraft for public good. And that's really what we're all about. At this moment, there are 114 teams from 44 different countries. So we are definitely a global competition, but we are in the early days of the competition. So teams are joining every single day. It is very easy to join. If you go to the website goaeroprize.com, you can find all of the technical rules, all of the master lectures, as well as how to join. We just launched the competition. It is a 3-year competition with over $2 million in prizes, 3 different stages. Stage 1, which runs this year, is the paper stage. All teams need to do is enter a digital submission of about 15 pages in December, so there's a lot of time. Next year is the prototype stage. Teams can build full-scale or subscale prototypes. It is entirely up to them. And then everything culminates in the first quarter of 2027, where teams come to our fly-off and fly through the 3 different fly-off missions: maneuverability, adversity, and productivity. At GoAero, we're trying to marshal all of the resources to help our teams so that they can really focus on building these aircraft that save lives.
Get ready for cuteness overload with the Kiddie Pedal Plane Parade. With all the amazing sights and sounds of Oshkosh, there's nothing that compares to the cuteness overload that occurs during the Kiddie Pedal Plane Parade. And after the break, part 3 of our annual interview with EAA boss, Jack Pelton.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged 4-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
EarthX is dedicated to producing the highest quality, most reliable, and best performing lithium batteries in the world, and is passionate to bring this battery technology to the certified and experimental aircraft market. EarthX batteries are lighter weight and provide more power over outdated lead-acid batteries. They also have double the lifespan, recharge in minutes, and have a much lower self-discharge rate, so they remain charged longer. Find your battery at earthxbatteries.com.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits with more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Welcome back. Now let's talk safety with Jack Pelton. In today's installment of our annual interview, Jack addresses a topic that seems to never get the priority it deserves. We're talking about safety and how the industry can drive itself to better and safer practices.
Tough subject. Last year, we had some problems. There was a warbird accident that was tragic in so many ways, and I, for my own reasons, feel so much for the husband of the pilot involved. And yet, in the light plane area, you had one fellow doing things he was told not to do, and told not to do, and told not to do, and he created a emitter. You had rules, and they were ignored. But how are things changing? How do things change as a result of accidents like these? When all we're trying to do is have a good time, build the fellowship, brothers and sisterhood, if you will, and just celebrate aviation like we do every year. What changes?
Well, we grabbed a hold of it from the top. So I sat down with the NTSB and the FAA and my team shortly thereafter, and they had gone through all their debriefs and said, you know, there was no fundamental issues with anything that you guys are doing. And I said, I understand that, but we have to get better. And they said, well, how do you do that? How do you take something that works and there was an escape, but go ahead and make it better? So we're going to figure this out. We're going to try to make it even a better process, a better procedure that we use, and put some safeguards in. And we did that. So we had, and there are a couple elements to that. One is ensuring that we empower the people who run the area in their briefings to take disciplinary action. That just telling somebody, don't do that again, is not enough. So you have the rights to say you are not flying, you are grounded. One strike.
Everybody out of the pool.
Yep, one strike and you're out. So we put that in place. We formalized making sure that all of the routes that are being flown are exactly the same, whether it be rotorcraft, whether it be ultralights, whether it be gyrocopters. And yes, some of that stuff comes with some burdens because it's a little longer pattern for an ultralight than it used to be. And when you're drolling along at 30 or 40 miles an hour, it adds minutes to your arrival. The path in, as far as where the accident actually occurred, while there is a roadway there, we have made a clear way in the camping area now this year so that there is a safe path if something were to happen, that nobody would be on the ground underneath it. So a lot of fine-tuning to continue to make it better and better and better. We're very proud of that. We've demonstrated it. We always feel if there's complaints about it, that's probably a good thing, which there has been, because people don't like their cheese moved. And so it's unfortunate, but we take this stuff as serious as anybody can take. As far as the warbird, that again was another one where it could have been, it just happened to be a warbird, but it could have been somebody in a decathlon or a 150 out there going out for a flight that day. Again, then you hope as a community that we can also start embracing it's okay to tell your fellow pilot that, doing something that may be on the edge, not safe, not appropriate for high density traffic area, let's help each other, call them out on it.
Coming up tomorrow in Part 4, Jack addresses aspects of the industry that deserve attention using the International Aerobatic Club as an example.
When Paul started IAC, now this is what he told me years ago. He said, my whole vision was it was about pilot skills, stick and rudder skills, and that it was really about proficiency. And he said, I wanted people to understand how to do spins and how to do rolls and loops and work on becoming better pilots, not the competitive side of it. And I think that's where it's gotten lost, is it has skewed way over to purely being competitive, and we got to find a way to get it back to what the original vision was by Paul.
And that wraps up Day 3 here at Oshkosh. We hope you're having as much fun as we are. We'll see you back here tomorrow.